I always thought I would have been married by 28 or at least dating to the person I'm going to marry by 28. And Matt, neither. I don't even have prospects.
As much as I hate men, I do want a boyfriend because look at me.
I meet like a quiet, shy, or just like a guy that's just like simply not into me.
Is there something about me that is so wrong that people won't even give me a first date?
He should be texting me if he cared about me.
Do men want to be with women?
Why is it that men ignore you in person?
You probably have BV because every time he would eat me out, I would get BV because he doesn't brush his teeth.
My coworker and I were talking about how we were both turning 28 in the next 2 weeks, and we are not at the place where we wish we were, or where we like anticipated we were going to be by the time we hit 28. And I mean kids or marriage, preferably marriage, but yeah, we're not there yet. I always thought I would have been married by 28 or at least dating to the person I'm going to marry by 28, and I'm at neither. I don't even have prospects for who that person would be. And like, it's not something that I'm like dwelling on, but you do get that urge and that feeling of like, wow, when is it going to be my turn? When am I gonna meet the one? It's good knowing that like me and her, we talked about it, and like I'm not the only person that feels this way. Like she also feels this way about life and about her age. I'm just like, where the heck are you guys finding these men at? Because I feel like they're gonna be on a dating app. Like, I don't know, that's like the only place I go. I don't really go out. I don't really go to bars or anything, so I'm not gonna meet them there. I don't want to meet them at the gym, preferably. Even though there are some cute guys at my gym, but that's besides the point. Maybe TikTok really does need to turn into like a dating profile, like a dating app for TikTok. Or maybe I should just like post my Hinge on here so you guys can review it, because clearly I'm doing something wrong. Like getting likes from people, but they aren't necessarily like my type of people. Because literally dating in Raleigh, North Carolina is not, oh, I broke my nail. Dating in Raleigh is not fun, if you know what I mean.
Is so hard on a Friday night.
No, because you know what I'm realizing? I actually, as much as I hate men, I do want a boyfriend because look at me. I need somebody to take me places in fall. What the
I lied. I want to fall in love. I want to have a crush on somebody. Ah!
No. Can you help me?
Don't you have a boyfriend?
Oh. Help!
You know, as a 33-year-old single woman, like, I can't believe I'm responsible for myself. I really can't. Like, where's my husband? I don't want to do this anymore. Not alone. I don't.
Hands down, the most attractive thing that any guy can do is just not like me back.
I hate all men, but when he leaves me on red, I try harder for his attention because I love the chase.
Crazy, but they're speaking and they're telling men the truth. When you ignore them, the desperation goes from here to there, right? Ladies, I don't know what it is. It's like, I say it all the time. What am I going to say? Somebody switched off the brain. You tell a woman, I love you. I think you're the most beautiful woman ever. Yeah, whatever. They ignore you and they want the guy that doesn't pay them no mind. I remember when I was younger, there was this girl in my town everybody wanted. I treated her like she was nobody. Not bad. She was bad too. Bad snowflake. And my attitude, I was so nonchalant. I didn't care. And that's what worked. And ballers wanted her. She didn't want them. She wanted me because I gave her no attention. But I gave her just the right amount of attention. I was that quiet, shy guy, as you can call it. But I wasn't shy at all.
I meet like a quiet, shy, or just like a guy that's just like simply not into me. I'm like,
Very ew.
I'm gonna get him to like me, because that That is a challenge, my friend. Once I was doing this project with some girls, and there was one guy a part of this project, and he wanted literally nothing to do with us. Like, he was just here because he was getting paid. He was just like a fill-in. Like, he literally was like, okay, let's just do this and get it over with. But he was super cute, and he was so zip-zock locked. Like, he literally threw away the key and tossed it in a river. Like, he was just like, I'm just here to do work, and I'm gonna go. And I was like, hello? Because I was like, we're gonna change that. Like, I'm gonna get him to fall in love with me. I'm gonna get him to like me. I'm gonna get him to kiss me.
Desperate.
And so I did. And it was really fun, and it's amazing. And I feel like that's something that I can add to my resume, can add it to my LinkedIn, because my soft skills are his hard skills. You know what I mean?
Is the mental illness called for only liking boys who don't like you? Or what? If a man like me too much, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. But if a boy don't like me, I'd be like, that's my husband. That's my husband.
So I just found out the boy who likes me, who I don't like back, is finally moving on from me because I rejected him. Maybe I was kidding. Maybe I do like you now.
It's too late. It's too late. I love getting ignored. Like, yes, read my text and don't respond. I love it.
Damn, girl. Let me take you out on a date.
No.
Get the off my car then.
Wait, this is your car? I'll take the date.
I love when guys leave me on red or when they don't respond. And what are men doing nowadays? That's why shouts out to y'all. You know, you guys, if you can't leave outside and can't leave immediately, you guys are not dealing. And me, myself, I probably would give somebody the time of day. Actually, what am I lying? I can't lie to you guys. Why do I say that? Because I was one of the first ones to do it. Seriously. I packed my bags and got up out of there. I wasn't lying. If I had to be there, I would try. But I understand why you guys aren't. That push and pull these ladies are doing, a lot of guys don't know how to deal with it, meaning a lot of guys don't know how to play that game. I said it before. You would need Dom, Bishop, Magic, Wand, or AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, something. You ain't got that? You're not gonna make it.
I can't get the second date. I can't get the first. You know, so it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to modify, because it's not like I'm getting there and then getting turned down. Like, no one's giving me a chance. Is there something about me that is so wrong that people won't even give me a first date?
Who's gonna tell her?
I'm looking at the people's faces. They're looking at each other like, well, she shut up already. Lady, you're big and you're annoying, very annoying. And you make it worse when you have an attitude like that when you're big, because you're not loving. I know some big girls that are very loving. You're going to treat them the best. You won't get with them, though. Even though they're not being used that much, like yourself. Why? Because guys aren't going to give you the time of day. Because you don't even act pretty. You're a nightmare.
You can tell me.
It's not wrong, but you're intimidating.
Why am I intimidating? Because I'm fat? Because I'm a heavy-set lady?
No, because you're so confident and smart and sexually charged.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Stop the cap.
He said like there's more to come.
There's nothing wrong with you. Well, you're definitely better now than what you were before, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you've grown as a person.
Stop talking. Okay, you don't have any constructive criticism.
Whitney's been a good friend to me, but like she kind of needs to grow as a person.
But I'm also 36.
Yuck. No, I'm kidding. Do you want kids?
Yeah!
Oh, geez. I think those eggs are scrambled.
Real talk alert.
Like the absolute worst. It is the worst feeling when you're waiting for a text message, you get on Instagram and you see that they're active. I feel you 100%. And I'm going to tell you what it really was for me and offer a new perspective, because that's what I do. So essentially, my anxiety and my codependency made me behave as if I was entitled to his time. And so when I would see him on Instagram or active on Facebook, my brain would tell me that he should be texting me if he cared about me, because that's what I would do. And if he's on Instagram or in his DMs, welcome to the club. And he's not texting me, then he's probably texting another girl. But the truth of it is, we're really never going to know those things, but our brain will make up all these stories because there is that uncertainty. We don't actually know. And so instead of going down that rabbit hole and exhausting myself and really harming myself, I made it my priority to work on how I felt when that was happening. And from that space, I was able to see that I am not entitled to his time. And who am I to say that he needs to be texting me at this time and in this amount of time frame without actually communicating that to him? So what I've also found is the most healing thing for me, and what I love and what I find most attractive is when a man's presence. And so I love when he's just present with me and his phone is down and we're having a conversation. I can just feel that. It's such a gift. But when he's with other people, I want him to be on his phone and texting me back and DMing me exactly what I want it in the time frame I want it. I'm almost denying those people the experience of that presence. So I want it when I want it, right? The way that I want it. I want it for me, but I want him to behave differently with other people. So I'm managing him. I have all these expectations. This is about control. And that is completely due to my anxiety. And the only thing I have any control over, the only thing that I have any say over, command over is my body and how I take care of it and how I reassure myself and how I regulate myself and how I take care of my nervous system and my self-talk. So that's what I focus on. And I find that, one, I'm not as bothered, but two, the communication increases and the depth of the communication increases because there's not all this pressure. There's not all this anxiety, and he wants to come closer because there isn't all this anxiety. Let's not even talk about or dive into in this video the fact that men deal with mental illness at alarming rates, and that having a conversation via text message can be very overwhelming versus just mindlessly scrolling through social media, which is probably what's actually happening when they're active on Instagram. We've got to, leave space for that.
Do men want to be with women anymore? Like, as a whole collective? Do they actually want to date women?
There is an epidemic that we need to talk about. Why is it that men ignore you in person? What's going on? Oh, for example, when I was in college, I was hanging out with this guy like on and off for a while. And I would see him at the bar all the time and he would never say anything to me, which was just, oh my God. But one time, my best friend went up to this girl that he was standing next to that he was like friends with. And she starts talking to her, and I'm with my friend, obviously. He looks at me, eyes wide open, and then turns around, walks away as fast as he possibly could, all the way out the bar.
What the f- do y'all do for us to make us men feel like we're being courted? We're a goddamn catch. Right. Oh, damn, girl, you went extra to let me know on this first date or second date or third date. You really like me. You're not gonna let me slip out of your finger grips,
This is exclusive. You're not dating around. Your eyes are on me.
What does the female do for the man to feel that way, to see that?
So I don't know.
Minus give it up.
No,
okay.
That is not
Cool.
ladylike.
You're right. All right, cool. So throw that one out the window. No, I was
you gotta keep them interested first.
So then, what are we getting?
Okay, what you're supposed
What are we getting except a hole in our pocket, just hoping that you're the one because this is burning in my pocket.
All right, so these are interviews, right? I want to try to answer
they
the
are.
whole question
Yes,
at
they
once.
are.
Dates are totally interviews. For the guy, what you're doing is you are, again, in theory, I'm not saying that everyone's going to get married, not everyone's going to have kids. People are not all called to marriage. But let's say that that's the purpose of dating, right? Is to find a husband.
So you're talking about being called to marriage, but there's so many ladies dating for the date. Like, that's why guys would rather take them out for coffee to talk, right? To know if it's worth it to take it further. But even you're saying an interview for marriage. Guys aren't checking for that. What a guy is trying to see is if she is the type of woman that I would even consider for marriage. What do I mean? If she's okay with that coffee date, which I said it before, some of the baddest women out there are okay with coffee dates. So, but if she's not, and you see many black ladies aren't, what are guys going to do? walk on by. Walk, 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 walk on by.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Sayonara.
Wife, whatever.
Life partner.
Correct. So you're basically interviewing, is this person compatible? Can they do for me the things that I expect, want, need, etc.? And then that varies person to person.
Hi. All right, welcome back. Let's call this guy Eddie. You met on one of the apps. You went on a date. You thought everything went really well. You were hoping to see the guy again, but you haven't heard from him, and you kind of feel, you're bummed out because you liked him. It was kind of just a lot, and you're let down because you were hoping it was all going to be worth it, and now you're being ghosted, and you want to know why. Exactly, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's call this guy now. Good luck, Zara. All right, thank you.
Hello?
Hi, is this Eddie?
Yeah, who's this?
We're calling on behalf of a woman named Zara. You guys met on one of the apps, and I guess you went out recently. Wow, this guy's very matter of fact. Okay, so you remember her then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember her.
So what happened? Because she called us and said she liked you a lot and was hoping to see you again, and you've ghosted her. I mean, is that true? Did you ghost her?
Well,
are you ghosting her?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
So we went on a date, and it was great. We were having a good conversation. Great. It comes to around the end of the meal. I head to the bathroom, and I come back, and then the waiter brings the bill, and it's a lot more than I thought it was going to, look it over. I call him over, and I ask him, hey, why is my bill so much? And he's like, well, she, while you were in the bathroom, added 3 entrees and an appetizer.
Well, whoever she is, she's fat.
3 entrees and an appetizer. She has kids, or she may eat a lot, and she definitely has kids. 3 entrees and an appetizer, crazy.
To go. I was like, okay.
So she was hungry. She was a hungry lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume she ate on the date too, right?
Yes, she ate. We had, 2 appetizers even, and a dessert. So, I mean, she was full. But it seemed like she was taking them home for her kids.
Is your decision Mahi or Jade? Now what's going to happen, Keaton, you're going to be honest. You are going to take your blindfolds off and point to the girl you are more interested in. 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Saying broke men shouldn't be dating, but you broke too. Baby, make it make sense.
Getting more and more delusional every freaking day. Okay, so I went on a date with this guy, and then as we were leaving, he was walking me to my car, and he was like, hey, do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, no, I'm full. Like, I already ate. Like, I don't need to go back to your place. The dinner was about dinner. No, there's no dinner at your house, so I'm not going. So he then texted me. I got in my car, I drove off, and as I get down the road, I get a text message saying, come on, you know what time it is. So I'm looking over my shoulder like this man about to pop out my back seat. I'm like, did he put a tracker on my car? Is he following me? Like, that was a very ominous message. So I text back and I said, yes, time for me to go home. To which he responded and said, we're grown. To which I said, of course we are. If we were children, this conversation would be inappropriate. Like, I don't understand what they mean by we're grown. Of course we are. You just asked to sleep with me. I would hope so. And then he responded and said, let's make a baby tonight. To which I thought, ew, but to which I said, question, why are poor people always trying to procreate on a whim? To which he said, who's poor? I said, I'm not saying it's you, but only one of us pulled out their Cash App card to pay for dinner. It's definitely not getting rich, boo. Excuse me, but... So he then said, I lost my credit card somewhere in my house. I'm waiting for a new one. So I said, at least it'll be easy to find in that 1-bedroom shack, because I saw it and I'm not impressed.
She's a troll. She's a troll.
Slavery is over. I'm not visiting no plantation to go see no man. What is this? Okay, you don't have to live like this anymore, sir. He said, I just wanted to F, so if that's not happening, we can end this conversation. I said, conversation the end. Then he just said, I bet if I sent you some money, you'd come. I said, try it and see. Nothing beats a failure but a try. You never know. The answer is no. It doesn't matter. Send me the money so I can block you. And honestly, it's like, this is my lucky day, right? You know what I'm saying? The 3 things that I love the most: free food, the end of stupid conversations, and money. Like, I don't know, don't threaten me with a good time, okay? So he then says, not worth it. I said, worth it not. Because if we're gonna have a dumb conversation, I'm gonna give you dumb answers. Stupid conversation, stupid answers. Not worth it. You're asking me, boo. You're asking me. Actually, you're begging. You're trying to coerce me into going to that 1-bedroom shack and sitting down on your thin-ass mattress with your 1 pillow and your thin-ass sheet and your little rug that's slipping all over the floor with the creaky sounds, so I can sit up in there and do what exactly? Teach you about opening a real bank account? He said, you're childish as fuck. That's a turnoff. I would like to say that this is the longest ending of a conversation that I've ever had. I don't know if this is his outro or what, because he said the conversation was done a few messages ago. So anyways, he said, you're childish as fuck. That's a turnoff. I said, being that you're 78 years old, I can see how you might come to that conclusion. To which he said, I'm 39. I said, no need to lie. There's nothing wrong with being 86. To which he said, I could outperform any of the other men you're talking to on any day. To which I said, I love that you're still competitive at the age of 98. What 39-year-old do you know uses the word outperform in a casual conversation? I just don't think that comes up very much. And you're trying to convince me that you're 39? No, babe, you're 106. I don't know why you're on my phone lying like I don't have my own eyes. I have a left one and a right one. I can see what's going on here. You're a liar. Which he said, I see you're very disrespectful. I said, bye, ho. Actually, I'm just tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I got a full belly. I'm full. I'm finna go take a nap. To which he said, I have not called you out of your name. Please address me respectively. And I thought about it and I said, you're right. That was out of line. I should not have done that. So I responded. I said, excuse me, Mr. Cash App Card. I'm done with this conversation. Goodbye. And then I blocked him, so I don't know what he said after that. But I just feel like if you're going to coerce me to try to come over to your house, at least be nice about it. Like you're going to be mean and try to get me to do something for you. But it was going to be a no either way, but at least I might have thought about it for a millimeter of a second.
Been seeing for the past 2 months decided to stop seeing me, and he said he got the ick from something so crazy. I don't know how to process. I don't. So again, we have been going out for 2 months. This happened last week. He was staying over at my place. I cannot stress enough how much of a normal girl I am, by the way. I can't be more basic. He was staying over in my room and I was in the bathroom, and I came back and I noticed that he was kind of like wandering around, peeking into my drawers, and he opened up the drawer full of my bird beaks. And he looked like seriously concerned. I'm like already confused because he had sisters, so I don't know why he's confused. And he asked me, he's like, are these bird beaks? And I go, yeah. And then he goes, did you kill birds? So now this man is accusing me of killing birds. I'm like, no, I got them off of the dead birds on the side of the road, like every other woman in this country does. And he's like, why do you need bird beaks? And I'm like, for my spells. I need the bird beaks for my spells. Now this man looks visibly scared, like he's kind of backing up into a corner. And he's like, what kind of spells are you casting? And I'm like, just normal girl spells. Like, I haven't casted any recently, but the last time I did was a couple months ago because this guy on the bus came up to me and was like being all creepy and weird and tried to touch me. So then when I went home, I cast a spell on him for eternal suffering. And now he is looking like incredibly scared. And I'm like, what do you think women do? What do you think women do all day? Cook? Clean? No. We are collecting bird beaks and casting spells. And I'm trying to stay calm, but really, he's like super accusatory and looking at me like I'm some crazy person when I'm not. I'm a normal girl. I'm normal. And to add icing onto the fucking cake, he tries to leave my room and leave this apartment, but he opens up my closet instead of my door because they look very similar. They're kind of seated right next to each other. And of course, all of my rat tails come spilling out. And he, looks, disgusted by it. He's like, oh, what is that? And at this point, I don't understand. I don't understand, because he had, like, sisters, and, like, am I supposed to feel shame about my, like, rat tails in my closet just because they aren't organized the way your family did it? Like, what, are you setting women back fucking 70 years now? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And at this point, I am just like, I'm trying so hard not to flip my shit. I am. I'm sorry. I'm trying not so. I'm trying. I'm trying to be cool. But then this man says, I have to go. And he leaves pretty abruptly. And then I get a text about 24 hours later saying, hey, I don't think we can continue this relationship. Like, I'm just not feeling it. I kind of got the ick last night. And girls, honestly, like, come into the comments and, like, please just let me know if I'm crazy. Like, am I crazy? Because I really don't think I am. But God, I must be, because this guy was being so weird about just, like, about stuff that, like, shouldn't be shamed anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just feeling kind of defeated today. Like, is love really out there even? I don't know. And let me know in the comments what spells you have. I don't know. I don't know. For this guy. I'm so...
Who's dating my ex, Stefan.
It doesn't take a genius to see that she's going to try and out her ex because he got a new girl.
You probably have BV because every time he would eat me out, I would get BV because he doesn't brush his teeth or floss.
Wait a minute, she did say that was her ex, right? Shawty, you was dating a nigga that was giving you BV because he wouldn't brush his teeth or you're dating niggas that don't brush their teeth or floss?
Also, he had to pay me back because he damaged my bed because he ejaculated blood all over it. Also, when he would fly me out to Miami, I thought, like, you know, maybe it was just like a one-time thing for the blood. No, he kept ejaculating blood.
Bitch, what? So you with a nigga, he ejaculates...
Can't make it up.
He ejaculates blood. And you don't make sure that shit gets fixed with him? You don't make sure, you don't make sure, like, hey, bro, you need to go see a doctor before you decide to sleep with that nigga again? You can't make this shit up. These are the same women that say their standards are so fucking high. There's no fucking way.
Oh, and don't be surprised with the sister if she wants to wear your skin one day because she fucks him too. The sister has a raging crush on her brother. A raging crush. So keep laughing, bitch, because you're going to see soon. I was with this man for 7 years.
So just so I'm understanding correctly before I make my final assessment, you was with a man for 7 years, right? He would give you BV because he doesn't brush his teeth or floss within these 7 years. Okay, he also sleeps with his sister, so he's into incest. And he also ejaculates blood. And he was with him for 7 years.
Stop the cap.
She's lying.
And you got on this internet trying to expose that man, but in turn what really happens was you exposed yourself for being the bottom of the barrel. And now he got a new girl. You're trying to on the new girl because of all the shit you willingly participated in. I will never understand when y'all try to get on the internet and call y'all exes anything outside of a child of God. Because you were with this person. You chose to be with this person. This bitch gotta have the IQ of being burrito, because ain't no way in hell, bro, they couldn't torture that information out of me. But like in any other video, listen to me. Yeah, keep the change.
I know way more than you're ever going to know at this point. Bye, bitch.
It just shows everything she did. No new men are knocking. Her phone isn't ringing. She's probably going to be lonely for quite a while. And you can clearly see it. You guys saw it in the videos. The desperation is at an all-time high. Also, it comes from being created. And I think what men are doing now are creating that desperation. So it's going to be a hard winter for ladies. But yeah, I just want to thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
Coming.